In the records of history, often dominated by human sagas of heroism, lie hidden stories of extraordinary courage, of loyalty that surpasses all expectation. Welcome to Bravery, the series that explores the bond between humans and animals, celebrating those incredible creatures who prove that heroism is not a purely human trait. Sometimes, yes, sometimes their heart, the intrinsic value of life, may even exceed our own. Today, we embark on a trail of a four-legged comrade whose name is linked with one of the world's most elite and secretive military units. Meet Rob, the Para-Dog of the SAS. But who was this dog who became a legend? And what is the truth behind the stories that still surround him to this day?
I have a pen, I have pineapple, pineapple pen.
Before we delve deep into Rob's story, a brief look at the unit he belonged to. The SAS, the Special Air Service. Forged in the darkest hours of the Second World War, the SAS is a British Special Forces unit, renowned for operations deep behind enemy lines, for daring acts of sabotage and vital reconnaissance conducted under utmost secrecy. One might say they are the shadow warriors operating where others cannot reach. To find a dog within such an elite troop, let alone a parachutist, may come as a surprise. Yet, Rob was no ordinary dog. Rob, born in 1939 in Scotland, was a Collie crossbreed. His path led him to a farm in Ellesmere, Shropshire, to the Bain family. There, he was more than just a pet. He was an intelligent worker, skilled at herding cattle and remarkably gentle with the farm's hands. Perhaps most endearingly, he served as a patient nanny to the young Bain, who reportedly learned to walk by clutching Rob's thick coat. A soul of a dog, characterized by gentleness and sagacity. However, the Second World War demanded its toll from all. When the British government appealed in 1942 for the loan of large dogs for the war effort, the Bains, driven by patriotism and the hardship of rationing, made the difficult decision to offer Rob to the military. On May 19, 1942, Rob was officially enlisted as War Dog number 471/322. From the farm to the front line, a fate that would soon put his exceptional abilities to a severe test. Following his training, Rob was assigned to a unit whose name evokes both ardor and mystery. The 2nd Special Air Service Regiment, stationed at Wivenhoe Park, Essex. He is considered the first war dog to have served with the SAS. Rob's baptism of fire occurred in North Africa, where he, and I quote, did fine work during landings with an infantry unit. From September 1943, however, his service took a more specialized turn with the SAS in Italy. Missions that were later described in his Dickin Medal citation as being of unpleasant nature. A euphemism for the high-risk covert operations behind enemy lines that were the hallmark of the SAS. Rob's duties were varied and vital. As a patrol dog, he accompanied small parties on reconnaissance missions. His keen senses, his superior hearing and sense of smell often alerted soldiers to impending danger long before they could perceive it themselves. The official citation for his Dickin Medal states, his presence with these parties saved many of them from being discovered and thereby from being captured or killed. As a guard dog, he protected camouflage positions while his comrades rested. His alarm system was unique, no barking that would betray their position. Instead, he would gently lick the faces of sleeping soldiers to wake them at suspicious sounds or scents. A silent guardian, perfectly adapted to the necessity of stealth. Perhaps the most incredible anecdote, passed down by his handler Corporal Sam Redhead. A personal note, this is not proven to be Corporal Sam Redhead, but according to logic, this should be Corporal Sam Redhead. There is no available information, at least publicly, that gives any kind of hint how he looked like, not even if he had glasses or not. He's the only man that can be seen on a photograph with Rob's leash in his hands on 2 occasions. Corporal Sam Redhead tells of Rob, after being missing for 5 weeks, managing to locate all the widely scattered members of his patrol and lead them safely back. A feat, if it occurred as told, that transcends normal canine capabilities, suggesting a profound bond and astonishing navigational skills. A central aspect of his legend is his role as a para-dog. He's said to have completed over 20 parachute descents, many, according to the original narrative, into enemy territory. Reports from his command described how he appeared to enjoy his jumps, leaping from the aircraft without hesitation, and then lying still on the ground until his headler reached him. This ability made him a pioneer, for although other dogs were deployed by parachute, Rob's name became inextricably linked with this daring tactic. Every great legend, it often seems, harbors its shadows, its questions. So too, the details of his story, immortalized by the award of the highest animal medal and official documents, appear to speak a clear language. But years after the war, doubts emerged, prominently voiced by Professor Quentin Hughes, himself a decorated former officer of the 2nd SAS. Hughes, in his autobiography, asserted that Rob's heroic exploits were largely fabricated. Rob, he claimed, was little more than a companion of Major Tom Bird, the quartermaster. The hero story, according to Hughes, was concocted to prevent Rob from being returned to his owners when they requested him back. Hughes was particularly skeptical about the over 20 parachute jumps, noting that no soldier, let alone a dog, would have survived so many operational jumps. He recounted an attempt to arrange a training jump for Rob, which was supposedly cancelled due to weather, after which an exaggerated letter was nonetheless sent to the Banes, allegedly leading to the medal award. He also incorrectly stated SAS operational timelines in North Africa and the fate of Rob Sampas. These allegations, understandably, cast a shadow over Rob's legacy. Yet, there is substantial counter-evidence, most decisively a secret classified letter from the War Office to the Bain family, dated January 29, 1945, signed by Major H.A. Clay, explicitly confirms Rob has made over 20 parachute descents, 3 of them operational during the last 18 months. This contemporaneous official distinction between training and operational jumps supports the core elements of Rob's parachuting renown and contradicts Hughes' account of a pure fabrication. Furthermore, Rob's handler, Corporal Sam Redhead, survived the war, passing away only in 2000 at the beginning of the new millennium. A direct refutation of Hughes' claim that the handlers had perished. Redhead's daughter, Jennifer Hodges, relayed her father's accounts, confirming Rob's eagerness during jumps, his role in gathering the troop post-landing, and his silent warning method. The fact that the war office itself is said to have initiated Rob's Dickin Medal nomination also speaks to an official recognition of his services. The truth, as is often the case, likely lies in a nuanced perspective. It is plausible that, over time and fueled by the emotional bonds of soldiers, some anecdotes were embellished. A common dynamic in the narratives of war. However, the official confirmation of 3 operational jumps, alongside something around 17 training descents, still paints the picture of an exceptionally brave and capable animal, regardless of the exact tally of heroic deeds or the precise circumstances of every single mission. The fact remains that Rob, amidst the brutality of war, was a symbol of loyalty and silent courage. For the men of the SAS, who risked their lives daily, his presence, his ability to warn them of danger, was undoubtedly of immeasurable value, a value that extends far beyond numbers and statistics, rooted deep in the hearts of those who served alongside him. He was a comrade. Rob's extraordinary service was officially recognized. In February 1945, he received the PDSA Dickin Medal, often called the Animal's Victoria Cross. Additionally, he received the RSPCA Silver Medal of Valour. To this day, he is the only dog to hold both of these accolades. And not to be forgotten, a reportedly lifelong supply of biscuits. After the war in 1945, Rob returned to his family in Shropshire, surprisingly unscathed by the horrors of war, and resumed his old life on the farm, albeit with the minor quirk of now leading the cattle from the front, as he might have done with SAS troopers. He remained a celebrity, leading the Wembley parade of 32 war dogs in 1947. Rob passed away on January 18th, 1952. His gravestone on the Bain family farm remembers a faithful friend and playmate and Britain's first parachute dog. Yet, the fascination with the story endures. In 2022, his medals were auctioned for a record £140,000, a striking testament to his lasting legacy. Rob, their SAS Para-Dog. His story is more than a collection of war reports and awards. It is a window into the extraordinary symbiosis that can arise between humans and animals, even under the most extreme conditions. Rob's courage, his unwavering loyalty, and his ability to save lives show us that animals are far more than mere companions. They can become comrades, lifesavers, true heroes whose contributions often stand in the shadow of human history. The debate over the precise details of his deeds may continue, yet it does not diminish the core of what Rob represents. The silent bravery, their unconditional devotion, and the immeasurable value an animal can bring to human lives, especially where it matters most. He reminds us that beastly bravery can take many forms and is often found where we least expect it. If you enjoyed the story of beastly bravery, subscribe for more incredible tales. What animal heroes do you know? Share your thoughts in the comments.